Good morning from the beach here in Sri Lanka.
Good morning.
This will probably be the last good morning from here. They're going to be closing the airport, so... Well, and we have a flight. So we're going to see what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, we're going to try to get to the airport tonight and see what happens. Hopefully we manage to go.
Yeah, wish us luck.
摘下星星送给你，摘下月亮送给你，让太阳每天为你升起。
变成蜡烛燃烧自己，只为照亮你。把我一切都献给你，只要你欢喜。
你让我每个明天都变得有意义。生命虽短，爱你永远不离不弃。
See, we're getting ready to go. Our first flight has already been canceled, but I thought we'd make this little video to document the mad dash to get out while you can, because tomorrow the airport is completely closed off here in Sri Lanka. The only airport they've got that I'm aware of, the only international one anyway. And yeah, so pretty soon we're going to be pulling out our stuff, catching a train to Colombo, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully things work out, but you'll be able to see it as we go. Goodbye, beautiful waves and beach. Yes, I'm going to miss the beach, but we're on our way to Shanghai, which in my opinion is probably one of the safest places to be right now. Assuming everything goes according to plan, but as you know, with this, things don't always go according to plan, but it'll work out somehow. But I am going to miss this. I wish this place the best. I hope that things work out. Really hope things work out. Well, now we just have to catch a taxi to get to the train station. Hopefully one comes along.
Train station.
The train station.
How much?
600.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
I apparently forgot my phone at the place, so I'm rushing back to try and get it in time to catch this train at 2:45 because it's the only one back to Colombo. Well, I got it. Safe and sound. Welcome to Galle station. I don't think when we first came in here we got much of a chance to show around, but well, here it is. You can see people already starting to wait on the platform. There's still, I think the train leaves at 2:45 and it's not quite 1 o'clock yet, I believe. So everybody knows it's the only train out of town. So it's the last chance. No tickets today. The train is free, so that means it's going to be a mad dash to get on and get a seat because it's the only train out of town. Last chance. If you miss that train, then you're staying. And I know they're saying 2 weeks for the airport to be closed, but who really knows? I mean, you know that we went through everything already, if you've seen my other videos. And the situation with this coronavirus business is very unpredictable. And, well, right now there aren't that many cases here, but as things progress, it could get dramatically worse. And you never know what's going to happen, so gotta make that last chance. Otherwise, I mean, if it came down to it and we had to stay, I'm sure we'd be okay. I'd find a way, but I don't really want to have to go through that. I'd rather be back at home. Yeah, that was quite a scare leaving the phone. I mean, that's got pretty much everything on it. When you do these days, you know, your phone is your life. It's got all your money on it, it's got your ID, it's got, well, pretty much everything. Business. So that wasn't even more than just the cost of replacing the phone. The other things on there would have been a lot worse. So yeah, that was a bit of a scare. But like I was saying, it's actually very reminiscent of what we went through to see how chaotic everything actually is on the ground here. Everybody's hearing different things. Nobody's really quite sure what's going on. The taxi driver was telling me he only had 2 patrons today, and he was trying to figure out why, and I told him the airport's going to close. He seemed a little bit shocked by that and was asking me for how long. I was surprised as a foreigner. I guess I would know because I have to fly out, but yeah, 2 weeks. Sounds like he's then he started saying, you know, things about the coronavirus. I can tell the locals here are pretty scared about the situation. As I mentioned before, there's more and more people wearing masks now. I think they're starting to take it very seriously. Just scary. I mean, if you're thinking it's coming to your area and you're thinking of getting away or doing anything like that, having been through this now twice, kind of, I can tell you there's nowhere that you can actually go. You can't get away from this virus. Wherever you are, wherever you go, it's coming there too. And it spreads like wildfire. So there's really nothing you can do. I've heard reports saying, you know, like wearing masks doesn't really help. And I'm sure it doesn't. I mean, you wear it to feel more comfortable. I've mentioned that the mask only catches things. It doesn't really stop you from, from you. It stops you from spreading anything. But as far as protecting you, they don't even understand this virus yet. I know there's a lot of things out there, but to be honest, they really don't know. They tell us to wash our hands, which of course wash your hands, wear a mask, all these things. It's just so they can tell us something, so it feels like you're doing something, but the reality of the situation is that they don't understand this virus or how it spreads. It just spreads in the air, basically. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Stop breathing? I mean, unless you had not just the hazmat suit, those things, to be honest, unless you were sprayed down with disinfectant, take it off, immediately go through another round of disinfectant, maybe you'd be okay. But you'd have to have the real hazmat suits, the pressurized ones, that if they get punctured, then it blows everything away. You'd have to be wearing something like that, a pressurized suit. There's nothing really that can actually protect you from this. Just so that you know, I'm not trying to panic you. I'm just trying to let you know, people are scared and they're doing all kinds of things. Just prepare with food. Get food and water, because that's really the only thing you can do. Masks, suits, all this other stuff, it's not going to help. In reality, I guess social distancing might have some effect. I think that's what the United States government is trying to do. They know they can't stop the virus, but they're hopeful that at least they can slow it down to lessen the impact of the thing, or to sort of spread it out, I guess, to keep the economy from completely collapsing. But I don't know. Don't panic. Just make sure you're prepared. By now, in a lot of places, it's probably too late. At least at first. In the United States, I know they'll be getting deliveries of food, so if you missed the first round and everybody came and cleared everything out, don't worry. Just wait. They'll get more stock. Things aren't stopped like they were in China, so just get yourself ready. Water and canned food and can opener. Dry foods if you have the means of being able to prepare them, but nothing that you have to keep refrigerated, just in case things really got bad. That's how you can prepare. Well, change of plans. We are going to take a taxi to the airport from here in order to avoid what is sure to be a mad dash, just a crazy house when this train actually gets here. Because as I mentioned, it's the last one, so who knows what's going to be on that train. Anyway, we're going to take out that car. Well, we got our taxi. We're on our way to the airport.
Yeah.
124.
I'm getting
Well, we made it to the airport. You can see that it's pretty crazy here. Everybody trying to get off the island while they still can. Lots of foreigners in here. You have to check your passport to make sure you actually have a foreign passport or the ability to leave before even getting into the place. My armed soldiers know that. Things are getting pretty crazy in here. Lots of crowds. Obviously not a safe environment. Seeing more and more people with masks. Some people's masks aren't wearing them, they're just hanging off their ears. A lot of good that does. Believe it or not, we actually have 2 flights booked. Our original flight canceled, so we ended up spending $1,000 a piece to get new flights to Shanghai, and then the original flight uncanceled. But we're still looking at that one and thinking it's a little too iffy, so probably taking the new flight, which costed a lot more, directly to Shanghai and back home. So we haven't even been through customs, and we've already had passports checked twice by military personnel.
Yeah, that was quite a scary experience. I'm not sure they're trying to get ready to close the airport though.
Yeah, it's pretty serious stuff. A lot of people here hoping to get flights, a lot of people waiting for flights, hoping they don't get canceled. And who knows what's waiting on the other side of that flight. I guess we'll find out. But we're in line, waiting to get checked into the flight. And as you can see, lots of people are trying to leave. Before this, I hadn't really seen any Chinese people, and now seem to be coming out of the woodwork to get out of this country. Go back to China. I want to point something out about these suits that some people are wearing for travel. They're completely ineffective. It's not a real hazmat suit. The only thing that'll protect you from a virus is if you had a pressurized suit. And it can't be reused, and you'd have to be basically hosed down with disinfectant. If you worked in a bio lab, you probably know about it. But yeah, these suits are not going to do anything for you. It might help if you were working in a paint facility where you're painting like automobiles or something. But for the most part, in this case, it's not going to keep the virus out. Well, the reason I bring it up is don't be duped going out and buying a bunch of suits like that, because they're not going to do anything for you. Just keep that in mind. The line seems to be springing alive a little bit here. Starting to get a little bit of movement. If we can get checked in soon. It really feels like we're on the line, or it feels like we're on a sinking ship lined up to get on some lifeboats. Everybody's scrambling to get off. Well, we're almost there. So we got our tickets. Now we just have to go through customs. Oh, thank goodness. I thought this line was for customs. It's actually for getting tickets. I don't know what the line is going to be like for customs yet. Hopefully nothing. Well, we made it through customs. But apparently you can't go to the gate until they say you can go to the gate. So everybody, if you can see, is just kind of waiting up here until they say that the Shanghai flight can go through the security. I wanted to point something out. Throughout this video, as long as we've been in the airport, you've probably heard some chanting in the background. It is the sound of monks praying, Buddhist monks, that's being broadcast on all the speakers in the entire airport. So that's what that is. Just had quite a close call. We're almost not going to let us on the flight. Some kind of confusion about where we were going. Luckily, we're still good. We're through security, through customs, everything, and then they have the question, the thing. But luckily, we're okay now. How are you feeling?
I just had a scare attack.
Yeah, just what I was talking about with the tickets. How are you feeling now?
Well, relieved.
Yep, we're going home. Thank goodness. So I've seen a lot of people asking things in travel forums, whether it's possible to travel under the current circumstances. I have to say, it is possible to travel, but don't do it. Don't even think of it, because you could get trapped somewhere, and you better make sure you don't get trapped anywhere but at home. So, yeah, probably not a good idea. Well, we're on the bus, on the plane. Oh, we're in our seats. I can't tell you how good it feels to be back. In a way, being on this plane is like being back in civilization. Just very
this
relieving.
country is getting really unstable, so it's a good time to go home.
Now, some of you might be wondering or asking the question, would you ever go to Sri Lanka again? The answer is yes, but probably when things calm down. You have to be careful. Like I said before, can you travel during this? Yes. Should you? Probably not, because you could literally get stuck somewhere. Now, I was fine being stuck at home in China, because that's home. But being stuck in a foreign country...
Especially this place, the locals are getting desperate because no money coming in from other places. And no tourists, so they're desperate, and I can tell this place is getting very rough right now. So it might not be the best place to go for a while.
Sharp objects before emergency evacuation.
Well, we're on the ground. That's one thing accomplished. Now let's see what happens after we get off this plane. Well, they're coming on the flight to make sure that everybody's healthy, I guess, before we can get off. That should be fun. Well, we made it through. What a process. Apparently they divide people into 3 categories by color, depending on where you're coming in and I guess your health status. We got the green sticker, so that's green is go. Thank goodness. There's also a yellow one, which I think means quarantine, and red is probably the really bad one. I don't know what red means, but nothing good, that's for sure. So, we're out of the airport, one of the biggest cities in the world, and check out the subway. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm on the metro in Shanghai and it's empty. Obviously they didn't come through with us, so I don't think it turned out well for them. Well, we're off the train, the subway anyway, the metro. Now we're at the train station to go back home, so we'll be catching another train, a bullet train. Of course, we have to stop to get coffee.
为进一步加强疫情防控，上海轨道交通启动。
Now I know usually I get the coffee at the beginning of the journey, but today I thought I'd throw it up. Well, I'm just kidding. There was no chance to get coffee in Sri Lanka. That was a crazy, chaotic nightmare. But I'm very glad to have it now. This Japanese brand of coffee. Well, I'm in the train station. We're getting the ticket back to Danyang. I already almost got stopped again by officers in here thinking that I'm not supposed to be out of the airport or something. Just ridiculous. But yeah, I think I'm going to get home and just stay in the house for a long time. I don't think I want to come out for this. Time to catch the train. It's already here. That's a first.
Welcome to the
So this is the bullet train. Normally it's very packed, but due to the current situation, it's pretty empty. I have 3 seats to myself. Very nice. Short.
Check the facilities on the train and don't touch the devices with red marks.
These trains can move pretty fast, in excess of 300 kilometers an hour at top speeds. I certainly prefer it to flying. Flying leaves you really dried out. This stays down at the ground level where in fact, I'm going to be home for the next 2 weeks because I have to stay in here for 2 weeks of quarantine in the house, which is better than being stuck in some weird center. But I'm part of coming home. I just the same am very glad to be home and not stuck in a strange place. So, just kidding. I have to go out and get a package before I begin my my long stay inside. And actually, I'm not even, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to stay inside. There's not really anybody keeping me inside, but I imagine they'll be along to check on me before too long. So yeah. I'm pretty sure that I'm one of the only foreigners around, so if I start wandering around, word will get around pretty quick. Hey, that foreigner's out and about. He's, causing trouble. I don't need to do that. Oh, by the way, you notice I got my hat back. So the first step is to see if this back door, it looks like it's open finally. This might be very convenient going to get the package now. Yeah, for the past, forever, however long this thing's been going on, they've had the side door tied shut, so getting packages was kind of annoying because you have to go out and walk all the way around the whole complex, but now I can just go right through. Very convenient. Things are getting back to normal, except that, of course, I'm going to be stuck at home. I wonder what all the rules are for that. If I'm just supposed to stay in the house, or if I'm allowed to go out to get groceries. I really don't know exactly what the rules are, because it was in Chinese, my Chinese is a little bit limited. Who knows? Either way, I'm prepared to sit at home for 2 weeks. I can still order food. Maybe that'll be entertaining. I can make videos of eating random strange Chinese food. I'm really just glad to be back. I can't tell you how glad I am to be back home. I didn't go out lightly. It wasn't just like I wanted to go on vacation. I absolutely had to go out. Sri Lanka was actually supposed to be a leg of the journey back. It would have taken me through Taiwan and Taipei on the way back, but of course that fell apart because, well, Sri Lanka fell apart. So yeah, what a craziness. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. Blue skies, perfect temperatures. When I left, I still needed a coat. Right now it's perfect. I think I'm built for this type of weather. Really mild, not too hot, just right. Oh, and not too cold. But, I don't know. I liked in the tropics, as long as you have air conditioning. All right, got the package. I think it's some kind of, I'm not sure what this is. It might be baijiu or something. My wife had originally gotten it for the Chinese New Year holiday, and well, a bunch of stuff happened, and we're just now getting to it. So it didn't work out for that, but I guess we'll have it at home for whatever purpose. So, just as a final thought, I think I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the video when everything was really hectic. Can you travel? Yes, I'm sure you can find tickets to go somewhere. Should you travel? Not unless you want to get stuck in the place where you're going. Keep that in mind. Wherever you go, you likely will get stuck there. So, oh, and your ticket might be canceled, and you might not get your money back. That's the other possibility. So if you don't mind wasting money and you don't mind getting stuck in some place other than home, by all means, go ahead and travel. So